Welcome back to the 4 a.m. Talks podcast. I'm your host, Manoj Velu, and I'm super excited to bring this episode to you guys. So, Tuesday night it is, and we are back again with another episode. And I just wanted to thank all of you who have always come down to this episode, to the specific, this podcast, and always wanted to take something out of this and make sure that you apply this in your life and become a better person. So this is what I want, or this is what we want, as we are trying to learn and understand and try to apply the concepts that we talk about in this podcast and eventually become a better person, and that is all we want. So with all this, I just wanted to thank you and express my gratitude towards you, because without you there is no of this podcast or anything that we are trying to do today. So thank you very much. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about momentum. So imagine John Carpenter. I've always told you that an example where you need to read 10 pages a day. If you set up your mind to read one book per month, which means and on an average a book contains 300 pages. So if you make sure that you read 10 pages a day, starting small, having that consistency, and you keep it going, there is a consistent amount of work that you are trying to put in, and you are reading 10 pages a day, and at the end of the 30th day you would realize that the book got over and you have finished a book in a month, which was your goal, and you have done it. But at times what happens is, if you keep going at a certain pace and if you keep putting your work, what happens is, to John Carpenter, he does this on a consistent basis. He keeps reading, he keeps doing his work, he keeps putting his time and energy into it, and making sure that he finishes 10 pages a day, and make sure that he not only reads or understands, but he also puts that into action, and making sure that he develops and trying to test out what it means to him and how it works to him. So this is what John Carpenter is doing. So as he keeps doing it, what happens is, at some point the momentum comes in. So at times where an interesting chapter is there and he wants to just continue, he continues, and eventually he's gonna finish faster than he actually planned, meaning the 30th day, before he could end up reading this book in 20 days. This is what momentum does, because he is having this commitment to himself that he's gonna do it no matter what, and that 10 pages a day he kept it going on a consistent basis. And at some time you would have this momentum wherein the chapter would, for example, the chapter could be more interesting to him, and that chapter could contain 20 pages. He would say that I would finish this chapter. So after some time, John would understand that, oh my god, I just finished 20 pages and it didn't feel like it. I have read 20 pages and the chapter was so interesting, and he wanted to just get that and finish that chapter. He understood that he is somewhat gaining momentum, and the more he does this, the more momentum he gains. And you should remember that you can't gain momentum as you keep as you want it, meaning the momentum once created, you have to make the best use of it, else it takes time for you to create that momentum again. Let me give you another example. Imagine you are John Carpenter. You are going to the gym and you have made sure that you hit the gym 5 days a week. So this is a commitment that you have given to yourself, that no matter what, I'm giving 5 days a week to hit the gym, and you keep doing it. Imagine something or the other, comes to your life and it's saying you that you can't give 5 times per week to the gym, and you stop going to the gym for some or the other reason. It could be anything in your life and it is stopping you to go to the gym. So imagine you return to the gym after a month and you go there and you start practicing it again. As you go do those exercises, your trainer would stop right there and he would say, no, you have stopped, and what it means is you lost momentum. You got to start it again. You got to start back to the basics. And he might most likely to say to do the cardio instead of doing something else. You can't start with your leg exercises. So this is what I mean. So you have to go back to the cardio. You have to start build that phase, and eventually you got to get back the momentum after some time. So what I'm trying to say is, once you have the momentum, make sure that you use that to the fullest, and make sure that you get the most out of it. So that is how the world functions. That is how everybody functions. So you are going at a consistent pace, and eventually at some point of time you will know gradually that there is some sort of momentum that is being created, and that momentum should be used to its fullest, and make sure that you get the work done and keep it going and keep that chain of momentum as long as possible. And if you look back at your work, you would know that you have exploded. You have gone to a level where you would have never thought of at that point of time, and you would have finished the things more quickly than you thought of or you planned. So momentum is a big word. It's a huge thing. It's a big word in the sense that it takes time to build, and once it comes to you, it's a big thing. So try to understand that momentum is always going to be that factor which will drive you to another level, and it will take you to another level without you yourself not knowing it. That's the beauty of momentum. And make sure that you use this momentum to its fullest and see how your life changes. So this is the personal examples that I have given from my end. So if you think about your work, you can also look at momentum and see and reflect, from your life experiences, what sort of momentum you have got and you have lost it by something or the other. You got into something else and you lost the momentum, and you have to recreate that momentum, which is very difficult to do. And you have to do the basics again from the start, and you have to create that momentum, which takes some time. It depends on the type of work that you do. So please understand momentum, and once you get that momentum, make sure that you use it to the fullest and see how your life changes. With that being said, have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye.